Hey, 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 happy Monday, beautiful people. So, today is Marketing Monday in Simply Social. Oh my God, I feel a cough coming on. I'm starting late because I was up all night coughing. My boyfriend had some bronchitis or something like that for the last week, and I don't know, on top of a cold. So, I think I got a little bit of his cold. And so I've been coughing all through the night, and I had some Robitussin and some Halls and things like that. So forgive me if I continue to cough, and I've been drinking water and some tea. So hopefully this passes soon because I need my voice. So let me just share this in the group really quick. Let me go ahead and share in my group so we could go ahead and get started with today's content if you saw the title, because I think this is really important. All right, so that has been shared to the group. So let's get started. Hey everyone, Nina Nicole here, where I help driven entrepreneurs attract their ideal clients online with social media and content creation strategies. I'm still working on my messaging, but we'll just talk about that right now. So last night was the 61st annual Grammys, right? The Grammy Awards. If you're not familiar with the Grammys, it's just an award ceremony, one of the most prestigious award ceremonies, or the pinnacle of success as a music or recording artist and things like that, okay? So I just want to talk about one person in particular, and that's Cardi B. Money, 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 right? So what I want to talk about, what I don't think a lot of people know, what Cardi B had to go through when she became a rapper or whatever, right? So first of all, first thing is she was already she was already building a following on social media, Instagram primarily, I think, before she even got big or came on TV, and I'll tell you about that a little later. She already had like 500,000, if not 1,000,000 people following her already, where she was just talking, being herself, doing funny, saying funny things, and just being funny, just being herself, and talking about things that were important to her in her own unique way. Okay, and things like that. So she built that audience, a tribe that really loved her and connected with her. And I don't know. Let's see. I want to do something, but let me see if that happens. Okay, I was scared. Something said my Google Play stopped working, and I was scared if I pushed that, it would turn off the live. Anyway, she already built an audience that really loved everything that she had to say anyway. So it was a no-brainer when her album came out that she had so much success with her first album ever, right? Because she had that audience, she had a loyal fans, a loyal tribe that listened to her every word, that was very loyal to her and listened to everything she had to say, right? So I see a lot of people online, and what they're doing is they're doing stuff backwards, right? They're going out and they're like, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to sell that. Don't do market research. I'm just going to put out what I want to put out because it's my business. I get it. If you want to be in your business and you want to work in your business and you want to do stuff that lights you up, hi, thanks for joining me. Go ahead and do it. However, what happens is if you're sitting here and you're being stubborn and saying, I'm only going to put things out in my business, guess what happens? People are not going to buy from you. I always tell this story when I was going out in Vegas and I was offering my writing services when I was a copywriter at a time. Nobody wanted my writing services. They wanted social media. So guess what happened? I gave them social media and my calendar was full. I was getting clients and I was getting booked because I gave people what they want. So many people do that backwards. They just say, I'm going to do this, and they try to force what they want to sell their clients, and that doesn't make any sense. So who wants to be forced to buy something that they don't really want to buy? And a more important part of this is how she built an audience, right? So when you're in your business or whatever the case may be, you want to start building an audience. Somebody asked the other day, oh, how do I know which clients to serve? And the way you serve clients is you just go out, talk to people. If you can help them, start helping them. Start helping them and then see, because here's the deal. You're going to think that you want to work with a certain type of client, but once you start getting that certain type of client, you're not going to want to work with them, right? It depends. Like, case in point, let me give you another scenario. When I started working writing, I was doing search engine optimization writing and copywriting for a wide variety of small businesses and law firms and eye doctors and just different types of people, right? And I didn't really mesh with working with lawyers. Don't get me wrong, like the money was good, the pay was good and everything like that, but it was just monotonous, it was tedious. I didn't feel like working with, and don't get me wrong, not saying that I will never work with lawyers again or whatever, but I was working with a criminal lawyer, and that work was very strenuous. It was very tedious. It was very cutthroat, right? It was so much work that I had to do. And I said, well, I really want to work with women. I want to work with people in the health industry. I want to work with people in nutrition and things like that. I wanted to work with certain types of people. But before I started working with the lawyers, I was like, oh, it would be so great to have a lawyer as a client and have that on my portfolio and have that on my resume. And then when I started working with them, I realized, you know what? Working in the legal field is not for me at this time right now in my business, right? Not saying that I want to go ahead and work with them again, but then you start thinking, okay, I want to work with this kind of people. I want to work with millennials, or I want to work with baby boomers. And then you start working with them, and then you start saying, hey, you know what? I'm not really vibing with millennials, or I'm not really working with baby boomers. So let me just go ahead and do something a little different, right? So the more clients you get and the more clients you serve, you're going to start to know who you like and who you don't like to work with. Not saying that these people are bad. It's just that you don't vibe with them and you don't click with them. But the only way to do that, and the fastest way to do that, is start building an audience, okay? Start building an audience of people, like-minded people who you can offer value to, okay? Or whatever. And how do you build an audience? People are like, oh, how do you, with today's day and age, it's so easy to build an audience on social media, right? I would say the fastest and the quickest and easiest way is to go live. Go live on your Facebook fan page, go live on YouTube, go live on Instagram. It doesn't really matter where you go live, because I'll say this and I'll say it over and over and over again. Going live is the second next best thing than being in person, because there's nothing like being in person, right? Or whatever, because you get to connect with that person, you get to feel their energy, you get to see what they're saying, you get to hear what they're about, you could feel their vibe, you could feel their energy, you can feel their connection. Does that make sense? Right? So you build an audience by just interacting with people in social media. Build an audience by going in Facebook groups and interacting with people, not only to promote your stuff, but actually having genuine and real conversations. You see somebody that you resonate with, send them a private message and say, hey, I love your post in such and such group, and I really vibe with you. I really resonate. Your stories are similar. I would really love to connect with you. I really love to talk to you. Whether that person becomes your client or not, you're building connections, right? You're building connection. You're building relationship, you're building rapport, because you never know that person that you're connecting with, you never know if they have a client down the line that they can refer you to, right? So you're building an audience by going live, by showing up on your own platforms, right? Or whatever, whether that's Facebook, whether that's Instagram, whether that's YouTube, whatever the case may be, just build an audience and get that audience up, right? And just start offering value, talking about what you want to talk. And guess what? Your audience is going to start telling you, hey, I love your work, or can you start talking about this, or you can create programs about this, or can you do this? They're going to start telling you, but you also have to do your part and actually do market research and research what your audience wants to hear from you, right? You could go ahead and ask them, because there's so many people are like, oh, I say what I want to say and I do what I want to do. And then I wonder, and I'm like, okay, you say what you want to say and you do what you want to do, but how many clients are you acquiring, or how many sales calls are you booking every week if you're just saying what you want to say and doing what you want to do? Wouldn't it be easier and more impactful if you actually talk to people and then give them what they want? And so many people miss the mark on that. People buy what they want, not what they need. I think you need to get a pen and paper and write that down, because people buy what they want and not what they need. Remember that, okay? Or whatever. So back to Cardi B. I remember when Cardi B, I found out about her when she was on a show that I watched, my guilty pleasure, Love and Hip Hop. I want to say it was Love and Hip Hop New York. I'm pretty sure, because she's from New York. And I just remember her being like this girl talking from the Bronx, a firecracker, ready to pop off at any moment. That means like fight, right? Ready to pop off and fight at any moment. She doesn't talk and just goes right for the boom, right? Or whatever. And then I just remember her trying to get her music. She had someone representing her, a radio DJ here in New York. And she was like, listen to my music. And you know how sometimes on the show, they try to, like on shows in general, they try to make it feel like, you know, they try to embellish stuff, right? They do embellish stuff, not try. and they make it like nice for TV, right? But I think this was authentic and real as far as like she was like, you know, listen to my music, listen to my music. She had mixtapes and she was giving him mixtapes and she's like, play me on the radio because he had clout to play her on the radio. And she's like, listen to my music, represent me, you know, and he just refused to represent her. He refused to like play her music. I think he probably played her music like once with other people, but he was like, your music is garbage. It sucks. It sucks. Your music is garbage. It sucks, right? And that was like the gist. It was her on the show always begging him to listen to her music. Hey, thanks for joining me. Show me love, likes. To listen to her music. And he was just like, no, your music sucks. It's garbage. It's trash. You know, he just really went all in on her and told her how horrible her music was, right? But just imagine if she would have listened to that, right? And a lot of people who see her now today, they don't know that she has so many other mixtapes, right? They don't know that she was grinding so hard behind the scenes, underground, and the underground rap scene. Like, my sister is more of a fan of her underground than I am, or whatever, but a lot of people don't know that she was hustling, that she was grinding, and she had people telling her, change your look, change the way you talk, change everything about yourself, your music is garbage, everything like that, right? Or whatever. That could take anybody. If you're sitting here and you're a creative person and then you're going out to the world and telling people like, hey, listen to me, and then people are telling you that you're garbage, right? That can really stroke your ego. That can really make you feel like you're nothing or less than, and like, what are you doing this for, right? But I feel like with Cardi, she was resilient. She knew, right? Because she came from a hard background. She was a stripper at first, right? Like, I don't think anybody grows up and says, hey, I want to be a stripper for a living, right? And she does a lot of stuff for her family. Okay, she just brought her mom a $1 million home, more than $1 million home, I think, right? Or whatever. But just imagine if she would have took that advice of that guy telling her that her music was garbage and went to retreat in her bedroom. How would that be? And I see a lot of you doing that right now, you business owners, but I'll talk about that in a minute, okay? But imagine how that would feel. So maybe, I don't know what happened behind the scenes or whatever like that. Maybe she took it as constructive criticism or whatever, but guess what happened? She hustled harder. She surrounded herself with the right people, all right? Or whatever, she got a better team. She got better co-writers. She did things to make it happen. And now it's no accident that she is the Grammy Award winner, the first female solo rap song or album, I think, award winner. Okay, that's no accident. That's what hard work, resilience, tenacity, discipline looks like. And what I see in your businesses, right? What I see right now is that people tell you that you're not good enough, and you go in your bed and retreat, right? And you cry for days, and you believe what somebody else's perception of you is, right? Or whatever. So people are telling you that you're not good enough because you're believing it. Because here's the deal. When I am on the phone with all of you talented ladies that are calling me, doing a sales call, saying that you want to do social media for your business, you want to grow your business, you want to get more clients, you want to get more customers, you're going to get more sales. And I say, well, what has been holding you back? And they're like, you tell me. I'm not confident. I'm not good enough. I don't feel like nobody likes me. Somebody's better than me. I compare myself. You're not talking about the strategies and the tactics that is going to take you from where you need to go. You're talking about how you're not good enough, right? Because there's a story that was playing. Maybe your mom told you were not good enough, or showed you were not good enough, or your dad or your sister or whoever, your husband. I see a lot of people on groups and they're saying, oh, I love my husband, but he thinks my business sucks. He says I should stop trying. He says I should stop trying, right? He says that I'm not good enough. He says, and I'm like, how are you married to a person who doesn't believe in your brilliance, right? Because I dated a guy like that, and guess what? We're not dating anymore, right? But still, I see this all the time, is that you are letting so many other people define your unique brilliance, right? Instead of tuning into you, and I'm going to get woo-woo here for a second, right? Because instead of tuning into you and tuning into source, God, universe, the divine, whatever you want to call it, you're looking for outside validation of who says you're good and who says you're not, right? But if you know you're good and you know that you're good, and people have paid you before, right? Because this is the lay of the land. Everybody who is in business, no matter who you are, there's always going to be people who nickel and dime you. There's always going to be people that say you're too expensive, that you're not worth it, that this is, and that's nothing about you. That's on them. With 7 billion people in the world, or over 7 billion people in the world, you don't have to worry about the people who are saying that you're not good enough, because those people are not you. You know, they're not in your tribe. They're not the ones that you need to serve anyway, right? But that's the thing. So when people tell you you're not good enough, what are you doing? Are you going into your bedroom or retreating? Or are you being resilient? Because sometimes, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to be the person who tells you, oh, you're good enough, right? Because you are. But sometimes if so many people are telling you, hey, this is not working, I don't think this is right, or whatever, this and that, you have to enhance your skills. You're good enough, right, to be who you are, and you're brilliant. But as business owners, we still have to enhance our skills to serve our clients at the highest level that we can serve them, okay? Or whatever. So, but I say all this to say is that because I see the biggest block that holds people back is their mindset and things that happen to them. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and she's like, stop being attached to your story. And you hear all the marketers are like, share your story, tell your story, identify with your story. I believe in, yeah, you can connect with people. Excuse me, connect with people so they can get to know, like, and trust you and resonate with you to share your story, but you don't have to be attached to your story and make it your identity. Okay? You don't have to make it your identity, right? Or whatever. So you have to be resilient. You have to be tenacious. You have to know. And I tell people this all the time. Friends in my personal life, they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of making mistakes. I said, look at the people. Richard Branson. He's one of them. What I'm looking for? He's a billionaire, right? He's one of the most paid billionaires in the world. But if you read his autobiography, you're going to know that he had so many failures before he got to the level of success that he was today, right? So many people are like, oh my God, I flopped on my campaign, or I flopped on this, or I flopped on that, or this person is better than me, or that person is better than me. I'm like, no, you just keep going. And the way you get better is by doing. Every day, right? Practicing your skill, honing your skill, going out there, talking to people, serving people, knowing that you have your unique brilliance, that you have something to offer in the world, right? And I teach social media, right? I teach people how to get clients on social media. That's the easy part. And people are like, oh, Nina, why are you always talking about mindset stuff? I said, because this is what they need to hear. They need to hear the mindset stuff, because what's going to happen is I could teach them about social media all day. I can create a whole strategy for you. I can map out what you need to be doing at exact times. I can map out what you need to be charging your clients. I could do all that, right? But guess what? You're not going to do it if you lack the confidence, right? If you lack the confidence to go live, if you feel like you're not good enough, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that clients are going to pay you, if you don't go, everything's energy, I say, right? And if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe clients are going to pay you, you're scared to go live, you're going out there, and even if you go out there with that doubt energy, nothing's going to happen in your business. That's why I talk about mindset stuff, because you have to get over these mindset blocks before you move forward with the tactical stuff. Does that make sense? Because no matter what strategy you do, it's not going to work unless you totally believe in yourself and know that you're good enough and know that you have something to offer and know that there's people out there that want to hear from you and only you and hear about what you have to say. So it's important that when you're marketing, especially in today's day and age where you have so much quote unquote competition, you have to build an audience. You have to build a tribe of like-minded people, because what happens when you build a tribe of like-minded people that you're meant to serve, they're going to purchase anything you have to offer, even if it's not something that they need right now. Does that make sense? Because they like you. And I say this all the time. It's as cliche as it may sound. People buy from people whom they know, like, and trust. How do you get to know, like, and trust you? Show up, do a live like this, offer value, right? Offer value, be of service, okay? Number 2 is stop letting outside people determine your worth. I don't care if they're your mom, your father, your husband, or anything like that. Stop letting outside people determine your worth and define who you are. Their perception of you define who you are, right? because you started your business for a reason. We all start our businesses for selfish reasons, right? We want to make money. We want to quit our job. We want to do all this kind of stuff, right? But then when you start building your business, you figure out that you are so much more. Like I heard a coach say at one point, it's the best self-development program that you're going to go through building a business, because so much shit comes up, especially if you're a service-based business like an entrepreneur or coach or something like that. You know, like if you're selling like a product or e-commerce or something, whatever, you can hide behind your products. But when you're selling yourself and your brand or whatever, a lot of stuff comes up. Is somebody going to like me? Am I good enough? Am I going to serve? Or how can I serve these people? You start charging low rates, right? Or you start doing things that show people that, hey, I'm not good enough, so I'm going to do this. You don't have boundaries in place. You start tolerating a lot of things because you feel like you're not good enough to help people, right? Or whatever. So, and we start our businesses with that, but then we realize that we want to do so much more. I'm doing research right now, and I see that a lot of you guys want to spend time with your family. That's great. But you also say, hey, I want to build an animal sanctuary. I want to give back to the homeless. I want to start a nonprofit. You want to do good things with your wealth. But how are you going to do that if you feel like you're not good enough, right? How are you going to do that if you're not out there being visible every day? How are you going to do that if you're not talking to people? How are you going to do that if you're not building an audience? How are you going to do that if you keep crying every time somebody says that, hey, you're not good enough? And I'm not saying not to cry and not to release it and not to get it out or whatever like that. But what I'm saying is, how tenacious are you? How resilient are you? How disciplined are you? How patient are you? How are you willing to fail and fail fast? Are you willing to make mistakes? I'm not saying go out there and make mistakes, but mistakes will happen. Are you willing to take full responsibility for your mistakes? So many people stay in the scenario mode of, oh, I'm not going to promote because I know nobody's going to buy, or I'm not going to do this because I'm scared, or I'm not going to do that because I'm scared. And then they play scenarios in their mind. And I'm not sitting here judging, because I did that too. Right? But I hired coaches to help me get past my blocks. And guess what? When I hired coaches to help me get past my blocks and get over my own shit, right? My business started to prosper. Things started to happen, right? And I'm not saying that my business is perfect or whatever, or my mindset is perfect. It's a lifelong thing that you need to do, right? Because I still have mindset problems. I still have things that come up. But I have coaches in my corner that are saying, hey, let's eliminate that belief and let's replace it with a new belief, and let's go test that belief by going out to market or sell a service or a product or anything like that. So you have to remember that when you're marketing online, right, you have to master your mind. Once you master your mind, a lot of other things are going to be effortless. However, sometimes when it comes to marketing, you have to throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. You're going to have a strategy, right? And your strategy, but you're not going to know how you're going to grow your business without talking to the marketplace and seeing what the marketplace wants from you. And forget about anybody else that's serving your client base and selling what you want to sell, because here's the deal. Even if you're selling the same thing that somebody else is selling, your marketplace maybe wants to have it served in a different way. Maybe your competition is serving one-on-one, and maybe your marketplace wants it to be in a coaching program or a mastermind or a live retreat, right? So you have to stop focusing on what everybody else is doing and tune in to what you're doing. So build an audience and know that you are good enough, and be resilient, be tenacious, be persistent, and never give up, right? So that's all I wanted to share with you on this Monday. I'm not even going to do a call to action. I'll probably do another live a little later or next day, but I really wanted to share this message with you. So if you're watching the replay, say hey from the replay. If you hear from your friends, or you want your friends to hear this message, please share with your friends and comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. I would love for us to have a discussion about this. Until next time, Nina Nicole signing out. Have a great day. Bye.